Moonshine, the producer,
yeah.
he sends me this song, the Lamont Dozier song, and he's like, I think I found it. Because
peddling music on the side.
And the song just blew me away. Yeah. And I just, was feeling what he was talking about, the struggle, making music, trying to fucking make it. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then he goes, okay, I'm going to make a beat out of this. And I go, let's do it. I was actually at his house when he was making the beat. And but he lifted so much of it, and he's like, should we use this as a bridge? I go, fucking right. And he's like, okay, well, what about this whole chunk? I go, use it as an intro. Like, we're just like
you're just taking chunks of this Dozier.
And I'll admit it. I could sit here and lie and say I had no idea. I fully had an idea. For the soul. But also, it's not like we were making music to sell millions of albums. We thought we'd sell a couple of hundred CDs and that's it. So we finished the song, and we were so stoked with it. Like, that was the first time, even though on my first record, Brian Wilson, Kneecaps, and another song called Laundry Room, those did very well for me. But when I finished them, I was never like, this is the one. But Nobody with a Notepad, we were like, this is the fucking one.
Woo.
Let the Children Die comes out. We had a video for Nobody with a Notepad, and it just, on an underground level, it fucking popped. College radio was all over it. It is the song that, put me where I went.
It's so good I'm playing it a second time.
Yeah.
That's how good it is.
Yeah, it's great.
Because now that we've heard pedaling on the side, let's come back to Nobody with a Notepad.
So, do you know Carl Wilson, the writer?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I follow him on Twitter too. Yeah.
Yeah. So he heard Nobody with a Notepad, invited me to one of his. He had a series of shows at the time. It just started to just fucking take on a life of its own, and the actual gift and the curse. I get called and told I'm nominated for a SoCan Music Award, the Songwriters Prize.
Wow.
And I'm like, holy shit. Like that, it was just, and for this song, for Nobody with a Notepad.
Wow.
And
this is 09, right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah.
Okay.
Or early, 10.
Okay.
And then I fucking win the SoCan prize.
For Nobody with a Notepad,
yeah, and
which is borrowing rather heavily from peddling music on the side. But you're not, you have to do, I don't know how it works. You have to give a writing credit or a sample or whatever?
If you're doing it for real, at the time, I'm doing it so small on a boutique label. You don't...
You think you can fly under the radar.
And there are songs, and I won't name names because I'm not a snitch, but there's Canadian rap hits that have uncleared samples.
Can you name one?
I'd rather not, because I know what it feels like to go through it, and if I'm responsible for it,
it's not Maestro, is it?
No, I think Maestro cleared his These Eyes, and
yeah,
I think he sampled Gowan. He's done everyone, eh?
Yes, you're right. He does all that. So you're telling me, if I hear you correctly, Nobody with a Notepad was like a therapeutic, cathartic process for you. Yep. And it was really, it wasn't meant to be a big deal, so you didn't worry about clearing these samples and stuff. And you're inspired by peddling music on the side, which is a fucking killer jam.
Yep.
From the early 70s. And then because of it basically got bigger than you ever intended it to get because of this award it won.
Yep.
It got noticed.
Yep.
And that was the worst thing that could have happened to you.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
That's fucking, think about that.
Yeah.
This jam got really big. Oh, fuck, no.
Yeah. And I didn't think anything of it. Rob and I, we were just fucking bathing in the success. We were loving it. We were getting invited to do shows, performing the song on radio. It was just it was amazing. And then I woke up one morning, and it maybe it was 2 weeks after the SoCan. And what was also crazy is not only did I win a pretty decent check for the SoCan award.
What's a decent check?
$5,000.
Okay,
that's good.
Okay, yeah. You don't sneeze at that.
No, I'll take that now. And part of the prize was you get to perform the song at Roy Thompson Hall at the actual award ceremony. Wow. And that, my friend, was music royalty. That was fucking Tom Cochran and Bryan Adams.
Was Bruce Cockburn there?
Cockburn could have been there.
Only because just today I was talking to Bernie today because Cockburn's coming to town. I wanted an hour with Cockburn, but he's too busy for me. But anyway,
come on, Bruce.
Today.
Bruce can come.
Well, it's all coming through. Bruce would do it, I bet, but Bernie's the gatekeeper.
Who's Bernie? His
Bernie
manager?
Finkelstein manages all the aspects of
Finkelstein.
Bruce's. Yeah, you know this name, Bernie?
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm not trashing Bernie because he's a great FOTM and a great supporter of the program. So
yeah.
I don't want to make it sound like I'm trashing Bernie, but Bernie did give me a polite no today, but we'll do it one day. But okay, back to you.
Coburn.
So you're at the Roy Thompson Hall to perform Nobody with a Notepad.
And here's a good story. So we perform it, and like even SoCan gave me a bit of a budget because I don't think they really wanted me to just go out there with a turntable and, rap to the instrumental. So I hired like a background singer, a cello player. We put on a bit of a fucking show.
Wow.
And it was just...
Was Stu Stone there?
No, Stu wasn't there.
Because the who's who in Canadian music, I think of Stu.
I still remember, too, performing it. And thankfully, I'd performed the song 100 times by then, so it was muscle memory. So like through my mouth the lyrics were coming, but my eyes are just fixated on these bodies in the sea. Like these are the people I listened to growing up. Because my whole childhood was just raised off of much music, so I was just obsessed with all these people. So we perform it. I'm backstage. I'm just fucking loving life. Yeah. And then we go into a hallway, and who's walking towards me? Stomping Tom Connors.
Whoa.
And I'm just like, holy shit. And the craziest part, this is like my fucking number one moment of life, is he saw me and came over to me and shook my hand. And he, like, I don't know.
That's how you know you made it, man.
He must have been mid-80s at this time. And his handshake was so tight, like a man.
Yes, because from Tilsonburg.
But just a man shake.
Right.
And he looked at me, and I'll never forget this. And he goes... That was an amazing number, son. Keep it up.
Wow.
And I was like, fucking that's it. Like
that's praise from Caesar. That's unbelievable.
And it made me sad, too, because my dad was a huge Stomping Tom Connors fan, right? So if he was alive to know that happened. So, so we're loving life. And then 2 weeks later.
The highest of highs.
Oh, we're doing it. Stomping Tom's co-signing me. And 2 weeks later... I wake up to a phone call from Daryl Rodway from UrbNet. And he's like, check your email.
Oh, my God.
And then I go to my computer and check my email. And there is the letter threatening lawsuit. And they were asking for $300,000.
Oh, my God.
Dude.
And you made $5,000 on this thing.
Yeah, well, I almost, I'm not even trying to be funny. I almost fucking threw up looking at that email.
I got a flip in my stomach just because I didn't know what number you were going to drop, but you've already told me basically the song you didn't sell this song. This song made you $5,000. Is that? But it cost you money because you had to hire the band and stuff. Right?
Yeah. Well, here's the part I can laugh at now.
Okay, let's hear it.
And people laugh when I tell them it, and I wasn't laughing then. So they send this letter, $300,000. You have to reply to it. I wanted to just ignore it and let it go away.
So
we, UrbNet responded on my behalf, and we offered. I'll never forget this as long as I live.
What did you counter with?
Counter was $180.
Because you can't ignore it, so you have to counter with something.
Yeah. Well, this is what I got, and they replied back with no though.
Wow.
And it was just a long, hellacious process.
But what do they base that on? They must look at what that song was like, what the value of that song was to you.
What I was told was they don't know much about Canada. They don't know what's happening here.
Right.
So when they see that at the time, I think I had like 2 Juno nominations, I won the SoCan Award, they assume it's generating cash because a song that is a minor hit like that, and I can't even say hit, a song that is done kind of well
but
in
the
equivalent
States, in the
but
States,
you'd still you'd generate probably like there's hip-hop artists, underground hip-hop artists that have reached my level of success in the States, and they're worth $100,000-$200,000.
They don't appreciate this Canadian star system, which basically has you taking the bus to my place.
Yes, exactly.
to chat with me in my fucking basement. So it's like,
so they thought
you might be the
assumed,
Eminem of Canada, but you're going to be on the bus and get here a little late.
I'm the Eminem when after the battle in 8 Mile, going back to the factory to work with his clothes in a garbage bag.